Welcome, Black Hollywood Live fans. On today's Fit Club, we talk a pill tracking device, a smell test for disease, and why you might have high blood pressure and not even know it. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, Fit Club.
Hey, what's up? Welcome, Fit Clubbers. We are back. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Almost Merry Christmas. I'm so excited about the holidays.
Yeah. What did you have for Thanksgiving?
What did I have for Thanksgiving? I actually had veggie grill plates. So I actually went to a friend's house for Thanksgiving, but they didn't have a full vegan spread, so I ordered some veggie grill plates. So I had a plate there and a plate for my leftovers.
Wow, that's dedication.
Well,
so what is a veggie grill plate? Vegetables grilled, I'm guessing?
No, veggie grill. It's a restaurant, and they had a Thanksgiving plate they were doing as a special. Yeah, so it was great. I actually enjoyed it.
Probably a pretty good flavor too. Right?
Yeah. What did you do?
I hit up about 3 houses.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I started off my morning type of Thanksgiving house. Then I went to my evening Thanksgiving house, and then later that night. So.
Oh, I miss those days. You know, I don't have that latitude anymore.
Yeah, you just go home and just start eating like vegetables every place, right?
Yeah, vegetables. I did have some good stuff. You know, some like vegan carrot cake, and that was delicious too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
As always, guys, my name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong. Where can they find you?
And I'm Funny Sarai on Instagram and Twitter, FUNNYSAYRIE, and on Facebook, you just go ahead and like the page Sarai.
Yeah, awesome. I feel like it's been too long. It's just been way too long. Right?
I know. And the holidays are upon us.
Yeah. So did you like work out before the holidays? Did you do anything? Like, did you do anything to make sure that you didn't pile all?
I started working out because I knew I was gonna be here Wednesday. So I was like, you know what? I gotta get it together. Because when I come here, you're the small voice in my ear, like work out, eat right, But no, I usually work out all anyways. But. Yeah.
You do
around the holidays,
extra 2 days, right?
To get off the turkey and all the other stuff.
Yeah, I think I end up actually working out way harder around the holidays than I've ever worked out before, like even more unjustifiably,
Yeah.
But you just get in your mind, oh man, now is the time.
Yeah. You got to get it off you.
Yeah. Well, there's some new developments that might help us in those struggles and others. Looks like there's a new pill tracking device that they've come up with, particularly for people that have bipolar disorder, suffer from schizophrenia. But it goes into your stomach. It's made from food, but the chemical reaction in your stomach submits a signal to a patch on your skin.
Like a sensor.
And then goes to your app on your phone. So it lets you and your medical team know that you've taken whatever pill. So especially for people with suffering from mental health illnesses, that might be particularly helpful. But I was wondering, what do you think about this sort of application for people that need reminders about taking certain pills to help them lose weight, or maybe cholesterol drugs as well?
Well, if they need it to as a reminder, I think that's fine. But I think if they're using it to like track someone and track their usage, I think that's when it starts getting a little gray. Yeah. Because like you said, you can use it as a tracking device. Well, you didn't say that, but you can use it as a tracking device. And that means now there's another way to find you if you out somewhere. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's the same way with the phones, where they have the thing where you can track you with your phones.
Yeah.
I guess that's good and bad.
But either way, they can find you with a phone signal if they're really trying to find you. Yeah,
that's true. That is true. That's true. Unless you turn it off.
Yeah,
turn
You've been watching a lot of movies. Yeah, but I thought it was good. If you're talking about food as well, if when you eat, you can signal to your app what you've eaten. So maybe you don't even have to code anymore in terms of like what you've written down for your daily meal plan.
Digital is always better in a sense that you can be more structured. For example, when you type on the computer, their penmanship is probably a lot better than yours. And it's a generic penmanship that anybody can read. So in the same way with digitizing, you're taking your medicine, it's only going to make it more efficient, I believe.
Yeah, and what I thought was interesting was that it was a food-based substance, this pill that it attaches to the other pill for mental health. Mental health.
Brilliant, though.
But if you could do that to just regular food, you could easily track what you're having. They also track your mood and how you're feeling when you take the pill.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I think that could be have an interesting application when it comes to dieting and food and
you can't cheat as much though. Let's say you have an app where they count your carbs. Yeah. Like each banana have like 10 calories on it. You can't lie about it anymore.
It'll be so much more accurate too. Yeah. So like you'll actually have a good accounting. So it would be interesting to see what other practical uses come from that, but it looks like it'll be several years until that would ever hit market.
But I feel like they keep moving towards the whole generation of putting implants in you to figure out where you're going to be.
Well,
I think it's slowly getting there.
Well, I mean, it has the ability to do that, but really it's just really.
But come on, you know.
I think that
the phones have the ability to listen to you talk on conversations, but who knows who's up there just listening, you know?
I think you always sacrifice a little bit of something for comfort and ease when it comes to technology. But hopefully people use things responsibly.
Yeah, that's true. But you don't see that, though, how it's just slowly getting to that point?
Yeah, but I feel like it's because of efficiency, you know.
That's true.
I mean, to be more efficient, if GPS satellites know where you are, it's going to help you get to home quicker, get to work quicker, this or that. So from an efficiency standpoint, I see why it has to happen, but then you do sacrifice the fact that someone could be listening in or watching, whatever.
So would you be opposed to, for example, if you went to a grocery store and you're about to buy fruits and vegetables, would you be opposed to something where you scan your hands, like there's an implant, a chip in your hand or anything like that, or your forehead or wherever you want to put the chip?
Like as an RFID chip, would I be opposed to it? As long as I have the option to put it in and put it out, you know, I'm not opposed to it, you know. But it's the same thing on the phone, you know. I use my Apple Pay, my reader, but if that reader were on my thumb, or I use my thumbprint to get to my bank app.
The gym too.
Yeah, so
thumbs down.
So yeah, we sacrifice a little bit, but you know, I guess I'm not that skeptical. You know?
And swallowing technology, I wonder how that has this been tested?
Well, yeah, I mean, the device, it's not 100% accurate. You know, so sometimes you might take the pill, it doesn't register the signal, or maybe you didn't take the pill and somehow signal registers. But it's made from food, so from that aspect, that's actually safe. So
like that's a whole nother level of gluten free. Yeah. You know, like what if you're allergic to whatever the pill is?
Yeah, you got to find out and make sure the pill is.
Someone's gonna want the low carb pill or something, right?
So
technology is brilliant, man.
We'll see where that goes. And then speaking of more technology, there's a new device that offers a smell test for disease.
Oh.
Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. So I believe it was Hassam Haik at the Technion Israel Institute of Technology developed this thing called Nanos. So it can smell your breath and determine whether or not you have up to 17 potential diseases. That includes Parkinson's, different types of cancer, multiple sclerosis, and it can do so with 86% accuracy.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it detects bad breath too, right?
Yeah, and also your breath is bad.
You know.
But I thought 86% accuracy is pretty good, and it turns out that it actually, according to Mr. Haik, that it actually does so better than more invasive tests.
What you mean, like urine tests?
Yeah, urine and blood tests, which tend to be a little bit more invasive, yeah.
Because I feel like when we do x-rays, I want to say that there's radiation or something involved, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that could actually be a better system.
Yeah, and obviously drawing blood, a lot of people don't want blood drawn
needles,
as well.
You scared of needles?
Yeah, well, no, I'm not scared of needles, but a lot of people have that fear. You know?
Yeah, getting poked.
Yeah, so
that could be interesting. You know, like we already kind of somewhat do it with breathalyzers. If you've ever been pulled over for drinking too much alcohol, and well, not me. You know, but these people who got pulled over for drinking alcohol.
These people.
Yeah, these strangers from a town afar. You know, but we already kind of have something similar to that to detect alcohol. So maybe with disease, I think that's great.
I'm excited to see it, especially I know in minority communities we tend to have a fear of going to doctors, and a fear of like needles, and a fear of these invasive things.
Look, you're getting sick, Shaka. Hold on one second.
Yeah, exactly, perfect, right? So I think it would be great, and hopefully if they can make some sort of application where
85%. Wow.
Yeah, accuracy, and hopefully if they can do it where it can be something home used and simple and inexpensive, that would be amazing.
Man, how is that possible though? Like in your oxygen is what they're detecting, or
so according to them, everyone's breath has like a signature, right? And so this device can detect your particular breath signature and any changes there too. There are some detractors that are saying it's not going to be accurate. It's going to be difficult to measure, especially with air pollutants. But
what if you drink like alcohol, or you eat onions, and it just drastically changes your signature?
Well, that's what some of the detractors are saying. But according to Hassam Haik,
it's solid, huh?
Hassam is saying it's solid. It works. It's got this accuracy level. So it'll be interesting to see if it gets FDA approved and to what extent it gets used.
Did they say what mechanism is it? Is it something you blow into, or is it something you just?
It's called the Nano. So I haven't seen the device, but people can Google it. NA-NANOSE.
Do your homework.
Nanos. Yeah,
we'll just give you a taste. The rest you got to work for it.
Exactly. And then
that's crazy.
And then we move on and
Mm.
find out the nanos, nice and easy. But then we move on. We find out that you may have previously thought you didn't have high blood pressure, but now you do. So the guidelines have changed.
Yeah.
And so they've moved high blood pressure, instead of 140/90, it's now 130/80. 130 is your systolic and 80 is your diastolic. So now if you're in that region, you now have high blood pressure. This is going to add up to 46% of Americans now having high blood pressure, 50% of men and 38% of women.
Yeah, I wonder why they did that. I wonder why they changed the scale.
Well, so it's American Heart Association, American Cardiology, College of Cardiologists, and plus like 9 other organizations went ahead and did this. I wonder if it's to get more people on drugs, but they say the majority of people will just get extra counseling, and they'll only do prescriptions in a small amount, and that's if they have the high blood pressure with a medical condition currently that they're suffering from.
So you think they're trying to get people more dependent on drugs or therapy or forms of making more money?
Well, that did cross my mind, especially after I saw What the Health, and you saw them go to these different organizations, and they were kind of hiding the ball about their motivations. So that did cross my mind. I do think it's good, though, that people might be shocked into knowing that they're really close to having high blood pressure, or they might be in that group already and doing something about it, though I would hope that they're not encouraged to go a pill route and more of a yoga,
eating better,
eating well type of route.
Yeah.
Like yoga is one of the great things that shows, decreases high blood pressure.
Russell Simmons, shout out to Russell Simmons.
Yeah,
that's his natural medicine. It's been his medicine for years.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm saying Russell like I know him. Hey, Russell, he's like, who is that? Who is that stranger? Yeah, hey, Russell, good to see you, Russell. He's like, he doesn't know who I am.
Is there anything you do to de-stress?
To be honest, working out, like if I'm really stressed out or tense, sometimes waking up early and exercising as the first thing that I do that morning will set my whole day. If I get up and just go run, or now I have like what do you call it, a punching bag on the side of the house. I have weights. Like I've been cranking it up a notch. So I have a little side gym on the side of my house. But jumping rope.
What inspired that?
You, Shaka.
Oh.
That's how you get the chance to come back. No, it was my brother. My brother's a personal trainer. Cool. He trains like tons of NFL players, NBA players, and he didn't tell me to say this, but he tells me, don't tell everybody this, but I think he trains the daughter of the family that owns Target.
Oh, wow.
Like billionaires, right? And I was just like, you know what? I need to, focus more on fitness and stuff too, know?
Well,
but he's intense.
I always tell people make sure you're prepared even at home. And a lot of people don't have the tools at home if they want to get in a quick 15, 20-minute workout. They're always thinking, I have to go to the gym, which is a big undertaking, and they decide not to go. So that's really cool.
The con is, it's like, I don't go to the gym as often because it's easier to just roll out of bed and get a quick 30-minute in.
But either way, you're still getting it done every day.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I may get a treadmill. That'd be complete then.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you have a workout space or?
I do. So I have my Bosu ball, I have a yoga mat, I have some resistance bands, a kettlebell, and a roller to kind of roll out to kind of heal the muscles. I think as long as you have those basic things at home, then you can always get a workout in.
Do you have that little thing where you lift up?
Oh yeah, I have a pull-up bar, but I mainly use that just to do like my push-ups to get in like a really good form. But yeah, it's all inexpensive, so it's just so important to make sure you have that access, especially now that you may have high blood pressure. You want to get healthy.
As of this week, my blood pressure's high, right?
Yeah, literally 46% of the people now, based on the new guidelines in the country, now have high blood pressure. So this is going to be affecting everybody. It
could be something they're doing that they caught, a little later in life, and they're like, okay, actually we're wrong. That we should move the scale a little bit over some.
Well, yeah, maybe. I think with the way that we've been eating and the way we've been unhealthy and our obesity on the rise, maybe that was too far, too late for a lot of people. So
too relaxed, right?
Yeah, so they wanted to get people early to make sure they're doing things preventatively earlier.
Yeah, but if there's like tons of children with high blood pressure now, according to the scale, they need to scoot it back over. The 12-year-old's just stressed out. Man, gotta take my high blood pressure pills.
Could be a little bit wary.
Yeah, along with the fruit roll-up.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Another study that I thought was interesting was a study on aging and the way we view aging and the effect of that view on our health. So they found out that seniors that have a negative view of aging, they walk slowly, they have problems recovering quickly, and they had mobility issues. They also found that people, seniors that had a positive outlook, lived on average 7.5 years longer.
Meaning the ones that were okay about getting lines.
Yeah, and
still tell their age. The women.
And that was a positive thing, not a negative thing. We're living 7.5 years longer. What do you think about this?
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Anytime you have joy towards anything, it lengthens your life. Yeah. Anytime you're stressed and worried about something, it shrinks your life. So if you're worried about aging and stuff like that, just with anything else, I think it will age you more.
Yeah, of course. I thought it was so interesting. So they actually did a little bit of a study with a few seniors where they subliminally fed them positive messages about aging.
Nice.
Yeah. And after 30 days, those seniors, as opposed to a control group, had better mobility and balance afterwards.
Wow.
So I was just like, wow. So, and I remember I read a study, I want to say a few years ago, about people they put into like a house or an environment that mimicked the 70s.
Big Brother?
Something like that,
okay.
but a study, though. Not
Gotcha.
Big Brother, but it was a study that mimicked, their childhood. And their markers for their cholesterol and their health went up when they were mentally believing they were younger than they were at the time.
Now that's crazy.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. So, for example, if a guy was like 75,
and he believed
you would put
he was
him
now, in a place and environment
40s.
when he was in his 20s or 30s, and if he's living in that sense, then all of a sudden a lot of his health metrics start to match.
You know what? I don't know if this is proven or not, but I feel like what you see can make you feel like what you are. For example, if all of a sudden you start seeing age lines, you may start acting older. But really, on the inside, you can stay youthful up until like 99.
Yeah.
You can still be chipper and excited and stuff like that. But our external things is what kind of ages us. Getting bills and going through the first divorce, all that stuff.
First
then you're like, first divorce, first. This is LA, so your first divorce. If you're in the South, then maybe not. But in LA, your second, third, fourth, divorce. And that it's what we expect to go with those experiences. Like, for example, when we see stress lines or we see age lines, we perceive, time, our bodies is telling us that we're older.
Yeah.
As opposed to your spirit, the spirit or whatever that's in you, whatever you call it, your soul, whatever, that can stay like a kid forever if you really want to.
And that's what they say. They say it takes daily practice to kind of re-examine your own stereotypes towards aging.
Yeah.
And that so if you see someone who's older,
you call them old,
right?
There's no one in here that's old.
Rather than assuming that they need help, ask them for help. Don't assume that they don't have that. So that starts to change the way you view aging in your own mind.
How old is your parents? How old is your parents?
My dad is like 68. My mom is 60. So.
And how are they at?
Oh, they're very youthful. Very youthful. Yeah.
Good. And I think sometimes people who look younger, they kind of act younger. You know
of
what
course.
I mean?
How about your parents?
My dad is 71, about to be 72. He's probably gonna be mad that I say this, but the rumor is he's dating someone's 27.
Oh wow, that'll keep you youthful
Shaka.
for sure. That will
so that's I'm still going to therapy with that one for sure. And when I told that to a group of guys, all the men was like, wow. And me, I'm like slowly, my heart is breaking. You know what I mean? Well, my mom passed away and stuff, and so he found, I guess he's dating. Ugh. What are you? But they're saying that just kind of what you're saying, like that's what's keeping him youthful.
Yeah.
My dad stopped bathing probably the last 10 years, didn't shave. He's that old man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't brush his teeth every day, like everything. Now his shirt's unbuttoned, he's showing chest hairs, skinny jeans, and it's driving me crazy.
Wow.
I said if he gets a chain, I'm done. And he's like a sugar daddy now. He's very successful.
So we didn't even need the study. We could have just gone.
Just go knock on his door.
Okay, it's working.
So when he was with my mom, he was the old man, just kind of grumpy. But now that he's supposedly, oh my gosh, I need a drink.
Dating the 20 on 27.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was just like, what in the world? Like my dad told me something about tweeting, and I'm like, who's telling you about tweeting? You know what I mean? Who's telling you about texting? Who's telling you these things? And come to find out,
hey, it's a new world. Age is just a number
and
these
like,
days.
Yeah. He's like, you on a book face? I was like, okay, Dad. Whoever's teaching is teaching you wrong. Yeah, he's trying though.
I love it.
He said something to me over Thanksgiving that I was like, okay, no, he's definitely dating someone in their 20s. What did he say?
Turn up.
Maybe something like that. I don't know. He was talking about some form of. He said something about, Venice, if you want to do something, just something. just go ahead and I don't know if he said Snapchat him or something he said, but he was telling me in reference to something. I was like, Dad, who are you messing with? Because Mom definitely do this. You never knew this. You know what I mean?
Wow, Dad's on Snapchat too.
Yes. And for Christmas last year, I bought him, like the typical shirts I would buy him, look more his age, and he doesn't wear them.
Of course, he doesn't want those.
I come back, I was like, who's buying you these clothes? The cologne, everything's... Oh.
He's changed his mindset, so now he's aging in reverse. That's great.
The car, he changed his car, everything.
I wonder if he goes to the doctor and the metrics actually start to match up, that he's gotten healthier, cholesterol-wise, healthier.
You know, I don't know if he's telling me the truth or not, but he had a physical recently, and he said the doctor said he has the body of a 20-year-old.
Wow.
And I don't know but that's what the doctor supposedly told him, so...
Yeah, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of truth to us becoming, and even internally, health-wise, what we believe. So.
Yeah, and physically, he doesn't have any wrinkles, and his hair is still black. Yeah. So he can pass for about 40, about 42,
hey,
43.
You got those good genes. You got those good genes.
Yeah, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do any of that all his life, so he preserved his body pretty well, I think.
Nice. Well,
no, don't be on his side, Shaka.
Look,
I'm gonna talk to my therapist, man.
He's living his best life. I gotta be on his side. He's living his best life.
How would you feel if one of your parents, your mom or your dad, both of you?
Given the change that you're saying that you've seen your father, I'd be all for it. If they went from sort of now to vivacious and youthful and energetic, and I
wearing
felt,
cologne.
Cool, that's a good thing. Yeah, so I would be all for it. Cologne, perfume.
Yeah, brushing his teeth every day.
What, showers? Wow.
Showering every day. Yeah.
So I think from that aspect, I think on the whole, I would be okay with it.
For either one. So your mom,
course, because
dating someone 20.
Yeah, especially when they get older. As long as the person's I'd say at least 25.
You wouldn't be looking at the guy like, Mom, 22, really, or something.
Well, no, 22 is a little young. So
27.
I'd say at least 27 sort of I'm okay with that.
And you wouldn't charge the guy up and be like, what do you want with my mom? Or you would think he has the best intentions.
Because my mom is intelligent, so and you're older, so you it's not like.
Oh man, well maybe your parents aren't at that age yet, but I feel like when parents get older, they turn back to teenagers, and you actually become the adult a little bit.
Oh really?
Yeah. So your parents in that 60 phase, they're still wise.
Yeah.
But once they start hitting 70
then
to 80,
you got to be the wise one.
You're now the parent.
Nice.
Where you been, Dad? Why you coming home so late?
Yeah, what's going on? Shouldn't you be asleep?
I promise you, Shaka, when his phone rings, he takes the phone and puts it down. And I'm like, wait a minute. I remember that from high school. Who is that calling you? You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he's living it. He's enjoying it.
Oh, that smile on your face is priceless.
Man. Well, we do have, some sad news, or two sad stories. Talking about the death of Rich Piana and Dallas McCarver, who were...
Rest in peace.
Yeah, who were big in the bodybuilding world. Mm-hmm. And so we found out, I guess, a couple of weeks ago that it looked like Rich Piana died of inconclusive, but it looks like it's heart disease. And he did have several bottles of steroids around him.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
He was 46, and Dallas McCarver, 26 years old. His autopsy just got released, and it looks like he died of a massive heart attack due to an enlarged heart, enlarged liver, enlarged kidneys, hardened kidneys, heavy lungs.
Do you think that's steroids as well?
Oh yeah. It said so on the autopsy. It was caused by the chronic use of steroids and non-steroidal hormones. So it's so sad, especially. 46 is young, but 26 is very young. And Dallas McCarver, I guess, started off at 21, so he'd been there for a while.
5 years.
Yeah, just got 8th at the 2016 Mr. Olympia. And you just have to wonder why people are maybe making these steps or going this dangerous with what they're doing. What did you think of these two stories?
I think, in the case of the 26-year-old, once you have a taste of being the best, you only want to be better and better and better. I feel like when you get to a point where, let's say, he won the competition for being the best bodybuilder, he's going to probably re-up and do even more steroids to maintain success. Yeah. And in his case, I guess he didn't make the right decisions, and it's possibly what led to his demise or whatever. I don't know, say demise, but like we were talking about a little bit off air when it comes to Hollywood or whatever, or just in general, it's you want certain things physically, you want that body, and sadly sometimes people will risk their health to get there. You want those abs, so you don't mind not eating as much, or the unhealthy ways of doing things. There's healthy ways of doing it, which is like going vegan maybe, or exercising.
And I just thought it was so sad. And I hope that people get the message, especially because me, coming from the bodybuilding world, seeing a lot of young folks get into it and start taking these things. I hope they now get the message it's not really worth it at all.
I think there should be more warnings about steroids. There should be more knowledge of the dangers of it.
Well, I think to a degree it's like a wink and nod in the bodybuilding world, where they say don't take it, but they like you to take it because it's it's sort of feeding that sort of massive muscle look that people kind of feed off of, and pay money to go to the shows. But at the end of the day, it's just really deleterious to people's health, and people get in it so young they don't understand
later.
Like they don't fully grasp the risk that they're taking. At 21, I don't think you necessarily grasp the risk.
You don't know anything at 21.
You're just like, I'm gonna look like that maybe a year or two, and then I'll be winning this and having this, and so.
Do you think that it should be illegal? Do you think there should be?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's illegal. It's banned technically, but it's just not really enforced. That's the problem.
So, I mean, I don't know actually too much about the steroids world.
Yeah.
How would you get your hands on steroids?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you know, I thought you was. I thought you knew about it.
No, but I do know people sell it in the gyms, and like there's certain gyms that have been.
So this is like a drug deal.
Yeah.
Like, hey, pss, pss,
well, yeah, because there's been certain gyms that the police have like had stings at, where they've shut them down because people were dealing steroids to certain gyms. But it's just one of those sad things. Yeah, fortunately, growing up, I never encountered it. So it never was even a thought of whether or not I should, because it just never was ever offered to me. But by the time I came out to LA and started competing, I thought steroids were a thing from the 80s. I didn't realize they were so big. I was like, no one's using steroids. It's crazy. Everyone knows it's dangerous. And then I found out that a lot of the people in some of the fitness industries do, and so and just seeing people do it so young is always what got me. It was like, you don't even realize
what it's doing to your body. And when you're so young, you're just watching other people. So. And you see them, they're okay, so you think, okay, it's fine.
And even myself, when I got in the industry, I just discovered this thing called pre-workout. I didn't know what pre-workout was.
Yes, my brother
but
talks about
I knew
that a
it
lot.
made me feel good, and I was a little itchy, and I was going to the gym.
I don't know you're supposed to be itchy, Shaka.
The beta-alanine in the pre-workout gets you a little itchy, and there was pre-workout, and there'd be these fat-burner pills, and I didn't really know what was in these fat-burning pills, but I was like, oh, let me give this a try. Oh, they're working. Everyone's taking them. And then you start to go, wait a minute, like,
something's
why?
Not right.
Yeah, not even that something's not right, but you just start to question everything in your diet. Like, for me, my natural evolution was, what am I eating? What is it making me do? What is it making me feel? I wanted to know more about everything I was putting in my body. But you can fall into normalizing certain things without realizing the danger of them. And seeing people have kidney problems because of too much pre-workout, or kidney issues because of too much fat, too many fat burners, started to get me going, wait a minute, I shouldn't be taking these things. Certainly not in excess,
Yeah. To have your physique is like, to what risk do you want that physique? Not you personally, the figurative you.
No, absolutely.
But to have that, what is your, what are you willing to risk for that?
And for
that's
me,
where a lot of bulimia and all these things come from. So.
Yeah, and for me, that was going vegan is how I arrived at, because I did the fat burners, I did that stuff, and then I said to myself, well, I want to maintain this body, but how do I do it without taking fat burners and pre-workout all the time? And so I kept trying different diets. I went on a smoothie diet, this diet, that gluten-free, and then finally I arrived at going vegan, both for the look of the body and the health of the body. And so that
never looked back.
Oh, never looked back. And so that was that evolution. But it was just so easy even for me to slip into this idea of, oh, take this, look this way, everyone's taking it, it's all right. I
have a question for you. So when it comes to dating, do you date only vegan? Or I wonder, is that like a cult thing? Like, not a cult, but you know what I mean? Like a sorority or fraternity where...
So I've been vegan for 2 years.
It has to be tough.
I've been vegan for 2 years. So it's one of those things that I've thought about now more than before. Because you do realize, oh, this is kind of tough because you're not vegan, I'm vegan. And, but if that person's understanding and they work with you and they don't mind vegan food sometimes, and you go to places where you can have both.
But is it like smoking to where you don't want to smell chicken on someone's breath?
Oh, no.
No, so it's not that drastic.
Yeah, smoking's a no. But,
but you know what I mean? Like you can smell beef on their breath. It's like,
oh, no. I love
tell
the
the truth. You've been eating chicken.
I still love the smell of beef.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes. Just because I'm vegan doesn't mean I don't like the things I used to like in terms of that. So sometimes I'll be at a place and I smell the beef or I smell the chicken. And I just go look and just take it in visually with the senses, and then I have to walk away.
So Good for you. Good for you, Shaka.
But that's why it took me so long to go vegan, because I had to train myself to just be able to take it in and then walk away.
I've been doing pescatarian. I've been gatewaying it.
Okay.
Pescatarian, and I'm getting tired of shrimp and not as much fish, but I'm definitely getting tired of shrimp at this point. So I'm kind of pushing towards Well, maybe I'll try
lobster
that.
rolls are excellent. When I was pescatarian for a year before I went vegan.
Yeah.
So lobster rolls were great. Crab rolls for sushi wise. A lot of sushi. I was doing a lot of sushi.
Yeah. Sushi. And then a lot of Thai places. They have and Indian places. They have extraordinary
like fish
options.
dishes and curry.
And you don't miss it.
Yeah.
You know? So now I had cheated and had I had meat obviously for the holidays.
You said obviously.
And it tastes like
obviously.
Yeah. And it tased like paper almost.
Yeah,
it's
really?
weird.
Yeah.
When I had turkey, it just didn't even have that flavor.
Yeah. Maybe it was a bad turkey.
Oh, maybe it was a food for less turkey.
Maybe you just went to the wrong house.
Well, I had 3 houses, but well, maybe you might be right.
Yeah, you're like, maybe wait a minute.
They didn't give us organic food at these places, right? You're right.
So, but I think that's all we have.
Great.
I know next week we have a special guest from the WWE, so I'm excited for that.
Are you going to tell us the name?
No, well, that'll be revealed. Yeah, check us out on Fit Club BHL on Instagram and Twitter. We'll have that announcement coming soon from the WWE.
Nice.
Again, guys, thank you for joining us. My name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
And I'm Funny Sarai on Instagram and Twitter. I always forget which one it is. And on Facebook, it's SAYRIE Sarai. Just go ahead and like the page.
Awesome, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace. And fitness.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.